staying on top of your game. It's interesting how in this lifetime, if we look close at our patterns in life, our day-to-day actions, we will see that a lot of the time we're in these kind of cycles, patterns, of which our dopamine kind of creates a predicted or forecast path for us, because we're constantly stimulated and we kind of create a path, or we follow a path of which the mind kind of predicts through feeding us stimuli, which we process and receive dopamine whilst experiencing the stimuli. And it's just interesting because when we know something within ourselves, we know something isn't serving us, and we know something is serving us, we often see, or we experience, the thing which is serving us in the times where we do something challenging, and the challenge of that existence or experience generates a true sense of satisfaction for us. And we may experience a satisfaction because we learned something, we achieved something that was truly challenging, and we got a true sense of satisfaction from that experience through the challenge of it, and through experiencing it's not just an easy fix, an easy experience, an easy kind of escape through a feeling, just a quick sense of satisfaction. It was challenging, or it was an experience which, once we achieved it, we felt a great sense of satisfaction. These experiences are generally what teach us, in general, in whole, they teach us something. And it's just interesting how the mind, it doesn't need a lot to exist. And that's the point of this video, is that depending on how we want to exist, we can exist, and the mind can just generate enough to get by within, this lifetime. It can be pretty brutal, and it's just interesting how we just get by. We do what we have to get by. And I think this is something that we can all look within ourselves to question, are we just doing enough to get by, or are we implementing awareness? And it really is awareness, because we're starting to think about patterns of our lives, routines, patterns, sequences, scenarios that are just recurring in our lives. And we need to question, like, if certain actions are creating certain reactions, and these reactions are kind of governing our lives, they're creating and manifesting an existence, we have to question, like, are we happy with that? Are we content with our current manifestation of existence, of energy? And if we are, this is brilliant. This is great. This is a blessing. This is magic. We're making the most of the opportunity of life. However, if we feel that, life is going by and we feel almost stuck, or in a rut, in a pattern, in a predicted, we feel like the prediction of ourselves is not changing, it's very stagnant, then we ultimately have to look inside of ourselves and understand psychologically what circuits are happening within us that are just keeping us kind of in a cycle, in a routine, which is not generating enough change to be able to break free of this, of this current state of energy that we are experiencing and experiencing.